Welcome to 5 Arrows in Your Marketing Quiver. Today we're going to use the 5 arrows in your marketing quiver to promote your business. A little bit about me before we begin. I'm a six-figure freelancer. I write marketing material, case studies, website, and social media content for corporate clients. I conduct business writing workshops for corporate clients as well. You can learn more about me online at paullima.com. More importantly, about the webinar, 5 Arrows in Your Marketing Quiver will underline the 5 basic marketing tools any business has to use to promote their business, no matter how big or small. It will demonstrate how to shoot the 5 arrows to market your business. Are you ready to change? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Nothing changes in your business until you change the way you do business. So if you haven't been shooting these 5 arrows and you haven't been happy with your business results, it's time to change the way you do business. Before you start marketing, you want to make sure you have a business vision. That helps get you focused on how to promote your business, your marketing effort. You can watch the Business Vision webinar on YouTube. You should be able to find it by going to the URL listed below, or by searching my name or searching Business Vision. I think it's very important you look at Business Vision before you start to think about marketing your business. Marketing plan. This is what you produce after you've taken this webinar. But let's take a look at it so you know what it is you're going to produce. A marketing plan specifies the marketing activities required to achieve your business objectives and revenue forecasts. It also chunks the marketing activities into manageable tasks and schedules those activities. In addition, as may be required, it schedules financial, time, and skill resources required to implement various tasks. 5 marketing arrows. This is the big picture look at what we're doing today. You use these 5 marketing arrows to promote your business. Generate repeat business, testimonials, and referrals. Network with friends, relatives, associates through organizations. Advertise and promote. Cold calling and direct email or mail, online strategies, website, blog, social media. So we'll be looking at each of these marketing arrows in greater detail during this webinar. I'm going to start with what I call the low-hanging fruit. If you've been in business for a while and you have previous clients, you should be generating repeat business and referrals. If you haven't been in business for a while, if you don't have previous clients, as you implement other aspects of this marketing plan, you will have clients, and then you should be generating repeat business and referrals. So for those of you who have previous clients, when was the last time you asked your previous clients if they needed your service? I know a lot of people in business do not talk to previous clients. They almost think it's an imposition. What I'm telling you is that out of sight is out of mind. If you don't remind me that you're there, I may not think of you when I need a product or service similar to what you have. Make generating repeat business one of your strategies. Ideally, clients, or if you're a writer for a newspaper or a magazine, editors you have worked for. That's what you want to do. You want to identify clients or editors you've worked for. You want to develop your pitch and schedule, more on that later, a series of calls or emails. If you call, have a 30-second pitch ready. We'll look at that in a second. If your contact answers, deliver your pitch and go silent. Let the client reply. If you get voicemail, leave your pitch as a message. Make sure to include your name and return phone number. So here's some examples of pitches. Hi Chris, 3 months ago I wrote copy for a direct mail brochure for you. Thanks for sending me a completed version for my portfolio. I'm following up to see if you require my writing services again. In addition to writing brochure copy, I also write copy for websites and articles for employee and customer newsletters. If I can be of assistance, email me or call me at phone number. Again, Chris may be in need of a writer. Chris may not be thinking of you. It's been 3 months. Out of sight, out of mind. Let Chris know you're still there. Remind Chris of what you did, and let Chris know what services you can deliver. Here's another example of a repeat business or referral letter. 3 months ago, I wrote the copy for a direct mail brochure for you. Thanks for sending me a completed version for my portfolio. I'm following up to let you know I now write and issue media releases for clients. If you need a copywriter or someone to write media releases, email me or call me at phone number. So if you add a new service to the list of the services you deliver, that's a great reason for calling a previous client. When was the last time you asked your previous clients for a referral or a testimonial? Testimonial is something you might use on your website. Having a referral helps you get your foot in the door. So if you get a referral from a previous client, you would write the referral client something like this. Terry Smith of ABC Corp suggested that I call, write, email you. My name is Paul Lima. I write, edit, services that you do. Terry mentioned that, something about the business, and I'd like to meet with you to show you samples of my work and discuss any service opportunities. So there you go. You're calling somebody or emailing somebody, but you've got a referral from someone they know, from someone they do work with. How'd you get that referral? You asked your previous client for it. If you don't ask for it, you won't get it. So that's generating repeat business and referrals. Now let's look at networking. Identify your personal contacts. Ask them if they know anyone interested in your services. Be specific about what you do, who you do it for, and about what you want, like the type of contact information, the company, the name, title of contact person, email address, phone number. Follow up on the contact information they give you, or ask them to forward your contact information to their contacts. You can also network outside your personal network by joining the Chamber of Commerce, Board of Trade, professional trade associations in the sectors you're targeting, or writing, editing, and consulting associations. You can also look for formal networking organizations. So network is something you can do. The network pitch is simple. My name is, I do, whatever you do for companies in whatever sectors. The contacts I'm looking for include the type of person. That's all you need to do when you're at a formal networking event or informally networking through your contacts. Let people know who you are, what you do, who you're looking for. You can also advertise and promote your business. If you identify the services you do and the sectors you target, you can take out a small ad or classified ad in a trade publication or on a website, an ad that reaches your target market. But first, you want to build your website, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. If you don't have a website, build one and use Google Ads to drive traffic to your website. Also, optimize your website for search engines. We'll talk about that a little bit in a couple of minutes as well. So advertise and promote your business. If you specialize, for instance, in writing and editing services for a particular sector, let the editors of publications in that sector know you're willing to be interviewed for articles that deal with related issues or strategies. If you specialize in any particular service or sell a product, you can let the editors and publications that reach people who are interested in that product, that service, know you're available for an interview. You can also offer to write short articles for the publication or website. This leads to solid exposure. It helps demonstrate your knowledge. As a writer, I have been asked to write articles for companies that they will be sending to editors of publications. In addition, you can write media releases. Google how to write media releases. You will see a lot of information about that. And a media release, you use that to promote your business, your service, and you can send it to the editors of various publications or websites. So there are many ways to advertise and promote your business. You should be thinking about using that arrow as part of the arrows in your marketing quiver. Now we'll look at cold calling and direct mail. Use web or business directories to find companies in your sectors. I say in your sectors a lot. I really stress you should look at the Business Vision webinar if you haven't identified your sectors yet. Use these directories to source contacts and contact information, and then you promote your services using direct mail, email, or cold calls to the contacts at the companies in these sectors that you've identified. Ideally, I feel you should send out 250 pitches per year. And if you're thinking 250 pitches, is Paul nuts? Take a deep breath. Find and contact 5 prospects per week. That's 1 per business day, and that equals 250 pitches. So I think you would agree. At 1 per day, cold calling and direct mail 250 pitches per year is not that difficult. You want to make sure you're sending your pitches to the right contacts: manager, director, executive director, VP, senior VP, executive VP, CEO, CFO. They may delegate, but it's easier to find the names of these senior people. Of course, if you're targeting smaller or medium business, you want to send your information to the owner, operator, office manager, sales manager. So who you want to contact depends on the type of company, the size of the company you're contacting. Now you might say, I've been to a website and they don't give the email addresses, phone contact information the way they used to, because people are tired of getting spam. Call the company. You'll probably get reception. Use the 20 seconds pitch. Hi, I'd like to email information to your marketing VP, Mr. So-and-so. That information you can find online. Can you spell his or her name? Unless you've already had it, you can even eliminate that from the pitch. And give me the email mailing address. Thank you. Be polite, be professional, be brief. And you can gather this contact information. Again, 1 a day. Not too difficult. Shouldn't take too much time. So let's look at a cold call, email, or letter. First we'll look at the format, and then we'll look at an actual example. You want to capture attention initially by demonstrating your knowledge of the sector or the company. You want to hold interest. You want to say something that's of interest that draws the reader in. You want to describe yourself and the services you offer, emphasizing your experience in relation to the company, the sector, and the benefits you would bring to the company. And then you want a closing paragraph where you invite the prospect to visit your website. Hence, you want to make sure you have your website up before you start doing this. Or you can let the contact know you'll follow up by phone within a week to set up a meeting. You conclude with your name, company name if you have one, phone number, email address, and website. 4 simple paragraphs. So let's look at those 4 paragraphs in action with this sample pitch letter. As the junior mining market accelerates into an upcycle, so does the workload. Company name is entering an exciting new phase of development. Have you captured the attention of the reader? You've addressed their sector. You've used their company name, and you've demonstrated you know something about them. Shareholders are eager for accurate, up-to-date information on the company's evolving African projects. Again, people like to hear about themselves, so talking about the company captures their attention. The list of writing tasks is extensive: press releases, website updates, annual and quarterly reports, promotional material for upcoming conferences. As the reader, they're saying, yeah, I need to produce all that kind of documentation. They all need careful attention, but who among your staff has the time? You've raised an issue. That's got me interested, right? My people don't have the time to do all the stuff we need to do. I can help. Paragraph 2, you've raised the issue. Paragraph 3, you've solved the problem. The solution is you. As a former geologist with international exploration experience, I understand the technical side of the business. Hey, this person who's writing me, they know my business. As a writer for and about the mining industry, I know how to translate these technical concepts into clear prose that the shareholder, the broker, or the regulator can appreciate. The person who's writing me knows my business and can produce the documentation I need. And as a self-employed practitioner, I can offer you fast turnaround time. Just give me the raw data and facts from your various projects, and I will turn them into a cohesive narrative. So as the reader, I'm saying, yes, you can solve the problem, the issue that I have. If you're interested in exploring my writing services further and viewing samples of my work, visit my website address. Please contact me if you require any information. Or, as I said in the outline of a pitch letter, you can say you're going to follow up within the week to set up a meeting. 4 paragraphs. That's all you have to do. But look at what you've done. Captured attention, held interest, influenced the attitude of the reader, and stated what action should be taken next. So there you go. Cold calling, cold emailing, or cold letter writing. Now let's look at create a website, because I truly believe you should have a website and you should do this before you engage in extensive marketing. Your website doesn't have to be extensive. A home page, about page, a contact page, and a page that lists your services or products. A couple of examples. Optimize it for search engines. Search engines are looking for keywords or phrases related to your business, target sector, or location if appropriate. I have a book, How to Optimize Your Website for the Best Possible Search Engine Results. If you're interested, you can find it at paulima.com/books/seo.html. But just so you don't think I'm doing this whole webinar to sell my book, there's a lot of free information online that a Google search will reveal on how to create a website, how to optimize your website for search engines. Here's my website by way of example, and if you go to paulima.com, you'll find the image has changed and the copy has changed a bit as well. But look at what we've got. My picture, my pretty little face, Paul Lima, the right words, on time, on budget. So that's what I do. Anybody landing on that page knows what I do. Navigation menu, home, about, contact, writing, training, and books. What do I offer? I offer writing services, training services, and books. So we've got links to those pages. And if you were to read my page, you would see that I'm using words and phrases related to my services and the sectors that I contact. So I'm optimizing my site for search engines. Add a blog. If you want to create content your target market might find of interest, in other words, not a personal diary, start blogging. You can use WordPress blog software to set up a website and blog. You can talk to others who have websites and blogs, and because there are other applications out there, pick the application that works best for you, or you can contract out the construction of a website and blog. I'm not saying you have to blog. I'm saying you can blog. And your blog posts don't have to be promotional posts. They would be posts that contain content that your target market would find of interest. This content would demonstrate your knowledge, your ability, your understanding of the field, the issue, the problems of the companies in the sectors that you're targeting. And use social media to promote your blog and your website. You can use Facebook. It's primarily used for business interactions, but for personal interactions, but it can be used for business too. LinkedIn is really the business-to-business site. Set up your profile on LinkedIn, connect with others, join discussions. You may see that people from companies that you're interested in working for are engaging in discussions. If they ask questions and you have answers, join the discussion, deliver the answer. Demonstrate your knowledge. If you blog, join Twitter. Build up your following by following others who will follow you back. And then once you have a lot of followers, you tweet your blog headline and the URL or website address where your blog is. So you're saying to people, I've got something of interest. Come to my blog and read about it. You can also use YouTube to create and upload video trailers that help sell you and your business. And you can insert links to these videos on websites and in your blog, on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't overdo social media. Keep the other marketing arrows in mind, keep the time you have in mind, but make social media one aspect of the arrows you use in your marketing quiver. So how do you manage all of this? What you want to do is create a marketing calendar to keep yourself on track. You add each marketing arrow to your marketing calendar. You chunk your major tasks, and we'll look at this in a moment, into a series of tasks, and you schedule them. You work on your tasks the first thing in the day, as long as you do not have billable work to do. In other words, first thing in the day, you don't go to Facebook and chat with all your friends, not if you want to grow your business. You work on your marketing tasks. So let's look at chunking your marketing tasks. Cold calling. Identify 3 sectors and related subsectors. So you've identified the sectors and subsectors you're going to target. Find X number of companies in each sector per week. 1 a day gives you 5 a week. Find contacts at these companies. Send X number of sales, email, mail per week to these contacts at the companies. Follow up by phone. So you chunk your marketing tasks into things you can do, and you schedule what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. You break these big tasks down into smaller tasks that you can do. Build and optimize a website. That can feel overwhelming. Select the website name first. Search for the availability. Establish your SEO keywords and phrases. Write the first draft of your home about contact and services page, so you don't do everything on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Source a website host designer. Talk to some people you know who have websites. Who did they use? How much did it cost? Get your website designer, or you can learn how to do it yourself. Review the website design, review the copy for your home about contact and services page, get everything revised and upload it, go live. Again, it can feel overwhelming, but when you break it down into tasks and you schedule these tasks, suddenly you have a series of small tasks to do, much more doable. Networking. Source contact information of friends, relatives, associates to network with. That's 1 day. Next day, write a generic network email. That's day 2. Select X number of contacts to network with each week. Day 3. Customize your networking email for each contact. Day 4. Issue X number of emails per week. 1 a day, 5 a week, 250 a year. And it's just like cold calling. Break this large task called networking down into small chunks. Now, once you start doing all of this, people are going to start to call you, email you, contact you, saying they want work. How much do you charge? Before you have business coming in, you need to know how much to charge for your services. There is no one rate to charge for writing or editing services, accounting services, any service you can mention, website design services. There's no one rate out there. You need to know your rate. You need to establish your rate before you start your marketing, so that when people ask you for a quote, you can base the quote on your rate. How do you do this is a whole other webinar. Stay tuned. That's going to be the next webinar I produce. So I hope you've enjoyed this webinar, that you found it of interest. You can close the webinar now, or if you would do me a favor and give me a minute just to do a little marketing of some of the books that I've written. If you want to write for newspapers and magazines and the corporate market, Everything You Want to Know About Freelance Writing is a book that I have. If you want to write just for the corporate market, The Six-Figure Freelancer is a book that you would find of interest. If you want to write for newspapers and magazines, that's the primary service you want to do. The Business of Freelance Writing, How to Develop Article Ideas and Sell them in the newspapers and magazines, you would find of interest. If you want to write stronger promotional copy or write promotional copy for your client, Copywriting That Works is a book that would be of interest. If you want to write articles, media releases, case studies, blog posts, and social media content for yourself or clients, Fundamentals of Writing shows you how to do so. If you are a writer interested in writing a nonfiction book, How to Write a Nonfiction Book in 60 Days is a book that you would be interested in. It shows how to brainstorm, outline, and write a solid first draft of a book in 60 days. If you just want to improve your business writing skills, harness the business writing process. Covers email, letter, proposals, reports, media releases, and web content. It's a book that's used by the University of Toronto for a business writing course. If you're a creative writer, Unblock Writer's Block could be a book that's of interest to you. And if you want to know a little bit about me that has nothing to do with my business, MS&Me is a book I've recently published. From first signs to diagnosis to living with chronic illness. I've had MS for 20 years. I've turned my disease into a book. All these books are available as print, PDF, Kindle, and EPUB books. EPUB is the format used by Kobo. You can read more about them online at paullima.com/books. That's PAULLIMA.com/books. Paul Lima, all one word, .com/books. Again, thanks for attending the webinar. I hope you found it of interest, and I hope you find it useful. Take care.